Hey guys, and welcome to yet another episode on the Talk Football KE podcast with me, your host Kiama. And
I'm your host Kevin.
And I'm a JV Muhiga.
for today's podcast episode, we are going to talk about some of the transfer rumors that have been going on and potential players leaving their team, some joining other teams, and what to look out for coming this summer. Now, for the first player, guys, we have Timo Werner going to Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, well, Liverpool is actually admittedly the top club that could go to, but let's have a look at other clubs that he might go to, or maybe are also having an eye on him. Let's say Manchester United, Chelsea. Let's see where he'll go, but it will be a good deal for him if he goes to Liverpool. Like, if they really need that number 9 that he can play, and given that Klopp's like switching tactics, he can also play on the either wings. He's got the speed, he's got the dribbling skills. Yeah,
And what will happen to Firmino if Timo Werner goes to Liverpool?
yeah,
What do you think?
now that's a big question.
Yeah.
Will it be a good deal for him and for the club, and also for Firmino? That's one thing that you'll have you'll have to look into it. But given that also Manchester United need also a number 9 position, it also fits in. Chelsea they need signings, like they really need signings.
Yeah, because also Chelsea have eyed on Timo Werner, and I think he will be a better option for Chelsea than Liverpool. In Chelsea, he'll get the more playing time under Frank Lampard. He has shown he can use the youth talent very well. I think Chelsea will favour him very well if he goes to Chelsea. If he wants to go to the Premier League, yeah.
Yeah, I think Manchester United, but let's see. Sam is not really that far.
Yeah.
So it's a probable yes or no?
It's
Timo
a
Werner
50-50 chance, yeah.
50-50 chance,
yeah.
but sure is on the league.
Yeah.
Now, for the second player, Mohamed Salah, outstanding for Liverpool, joining or going to Real Madrid, joining Zidane.
I don't think any deal will happen now that we see this week. Salah was mentioned as the most frustrating Premier League player. That's his title right now. I don't know why, but it has been said that it's due to Liverpool winning streak that Salah looks like a star, despite scoring goals and all that stuff he has provided for Liverpool. But I think Salah will stay with Klopp. I don't think anything will happen.
Yeah, I second that. Klopp will not really allow one of his best players, the key players that really led to Liverpool's success during his period at Liverpool. See, ever since he joined, I think it's 2015 or 2016. Either, I don't think Klopp will let him go, and it's also not in the interest of Mo Salah to leave Liverpool right now, given that he's been given the love at Anfield. It's well loved. He has songs from the fans. I think no, I don't think. I'm sure he won't leave.
And do you guys think maybe there is a space for him in Zinedine Zidane's plan? Because we know Mohamed Salah plays as a right wing, and in Real Madrid we have Hazard and the two Brazilians, Rodrigo and Vinicius. You guys maybe see?
Well, for Mo Salah, that depends on who leaves. Like, if he's to come, on anyway, that depends on who leaves. If Gareth Bale leaves, well, that might really push Madrid to go for a star, but they have Rodrigo, they have Vinicius, and Madrid is a team that really wants to build on youngsters. They already want to have a future and also the present. I don't really think that he'll go to Madrid. I don't really think, because Madrid they're rich in depth. So it's a no for me. It stays.
All right, now here's an interesting one. Coutinho back to Liverpool.
Coutinho. Well, Coutinho is one player who really needs to find a team. He's a player who really, currently needs to have a plan B, because Bayern, though from the look of things, are not going to buy him. He is not going back to Barcelona because from the look of things, again, they don't have a plan for him. Look at the forwards. Currently they have Griezmann, they have Braithwaite, they have Messi, and also Dembele and Suarez. There's no place for Coutinho anywhere there. If there is, then I don't know, maybe 2 appearances in a season. That's not good for a player of his caliber. In the midfield, Coutinho has never been trusted in the midfield at Barcelona, and also Barcelona is never impressed, and they don't have really that hope in him. They don't have really that. They don't see that fire in him anymore like it was in Liverpool. He's a player who really needs to find a team, and Klopp once said they might buy him back. So let's see. But one thing for sure is not going back to to Barcelona or Bayern, and he really needs to find a team. And one thing that Barcelona, I think, have in their minds is they're going to use the likes of Coutinho to provide for the funds for other players. Let's say Lautaro Martinez or Neymar. Yeah, so that's my say on it. Yeah, I don't know what other options.
Let me ask something to Coutinho. Him joining Liverpool. Who do you see leaving from the midfield of Liverpool? Because Klopp has a really well functioning midfield with Henderson and Wijnaldum and Fabinho. Who do you see probably leaving?
One thing's for sure, Lallana. What do you think about Lallana?
Lallana, I'm not sure of any stuff about Liverpool, but I think Liverpool does not have to lose any player if Coutinho comes. He can play as a substitute for Sadio Mane. As you can see, the trial for Liverpool, they played too many games, and he can be a better substitute for Sadio Mane.
Sure, yeah.
They don't have to lose any player. Yeah.
Now this one player who has really been talked about throughout the season. He was on injury for quite some time. Paul Pogba to leave Old Trafford.
Yeah, they go with many hairstyles. It was really set to leave for Madrid or maybe Juve. I'm not really sure, but Paul Pogba, he was really interested in the Champions League action. Last season he was about to leave because the Manchester United didn't qualify for the Champions League. But this season, well, Ole Solskjaer really said just some days ago that Pogba can be expected to be at Manchester United next season. This says that Pogba has had a change of heart at Manchester United and is likely to stay, given that there's Bruno Fernandes. Like, the team looks to be on form with the 10-game streak. They've only lost. They haven't lost any, and they've kept clean sheets. They've won 7, drawn 3. It seems like to have seen some future at Manchester United, and well, if he's to go to Madrid, I don't really think so. He goes to Madrid, but maybe Juve. If he's to leave in any way, is to go to Juve, which I think there'll be a swap deal with cash or just cash. And if there's a swap deal, I think surprisingly Dybala will be on the list.
I also don't think if Pogba will leave Manchester United, because Zidane once wanted to bring, he had the urge to bring Pogba to Real Madrid. This made him to lose Llorente to Atletico Madrid, and you saw how Llorente performed last week against Liverpool, contributing to 2 goals that eliminated Liverpool at the Champions League. I don't think if Zidane will go for Pogba again, now that Valverde has arisen, he has shown he's a possible and a potential player for Real Madrid. And also Real Madrid have talks with Ajax possibly this summer to sign Van de Beek, also a good player, so that rules out Pogba to Real Madrid. Maybe if Zidane still wants him, then it's Zidane. Yeah.
Okay, now party in Paris. Neymar to leave Paris and rejoin Messi at FC Barcelona.
It's always Neymar with drama every time. Yeah. You had last season. It was Neymar to Real Madrid, Neymar to Barcelona, Neymar to PSG, Neymar everywhere.
And apparently Paris Saint-Germain are asking for 150 million from Barcelona.
I don't think if it's cash for PSG, you saw the deal that Real Madrid offered last time for Neymar. It was 100 million euros, Gareth Bale, James Rodriguez, and Keylor Navas for Neymar. They said no. Barcelona also tried the same deal, but they also said no. And earlier this season, when Hazard went to Real Madrid, you had Neymar say he wishes to play with Hazard in one team. I don't know, if he was talking or he had something about playing with Hazard at Real Madrid. And right now you see he also misses Messi. Barcelona misses Neymar. Neymar misses Barcelona. And of late he has been playing well for PSG, so I don't think...
But don't you think PSG might be maybe under pressure because they've tried to renew Neymar's contract. Neymar's contract is expiring soon, and Neymar has not gotten into the idea of renewing his contract with PSG. Maybe don't you feel that PSG might be under pressure to sell him off instead of
but
Neymar leaving out as a free agent?
That's the question. Who will replace Neymar if he leaves? Now that we see Mbappe is also in a possible move out of PSG. So it will be a problem for PSG. They must find someone to buy, a potential like Neymar. That's what I think. Yeah.
All right, we can rule out Neymar going to FC Barcelona or Real Madrid. We are yet to see in the summer.
Yeah.
Now, Gareth Bale to leave Real Madrid this summer. This one player who has cost Real Madrid a lot, has rubbed shoulders with Zinedine Zidane. Probably move away from the Bernabeu.
For me, I think it's a 90% chance this guy will leave Real Madrid. After the banner he made, Wales go of Real Madrid, I don't think this is a player to fight for the badge of Real Madrid. The first leg of the Champions League against PSG, you saw him rejecting the Real Madrid's flag when they were taking a photo. He gave it to Carvajal. That's not a good sign for a player to stay at such a club. I think he'll be leaving this season.
Yeah, and again, not forget, even though Madrid they have to play by the FFP rules, so someone to provide the funds, that would be Bell. Yeah.
He might leave, yeah, and
the possibility is very, very high that it's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see. That's what it's conspicuous anyway.
I think the problem is how many teams can actually afford Gareth Bale.
Tottenham, looking at Mourinho, he wanted to buy this guy. I don't know what plans he has with him, but just a reminder, Gareth Bale is in a 1-year goal drought, almost a year goal drought in Real Madrid. I don't think Zidane likes somebody like that. Having that Mariano played his first game of the season under Zidane this season, he needed 1 minute to score a goal. Do you think who can Zidane lose, Mariano or Bale? Probably Bale. Yeah.
Speaking of which team could afford Bale, if PSG are to lose Neymar in the summer and also admittedly Mbappe, they'll be the ones who could afford Bale. They're the ones who could it could also be like a possible better move for Bale to go to PSG, given that they have that first team appearance, and also be like it's a big team.
Yeah, maybe a swap cash deal.
Either could do.
Yeah.
Now, a loan from the Chinese Super League to the Red Devils. Ighalo to stay at Man United.
Well, that is on a half year loan spell right now, and if he stays, that's yet to be even the question or to be a thought at the Old Trafford, given because right now Manchester United are not really sure who they're going to be as a number 9. He has impressed, and if at all Manchester United are going to get a number 9, I think it will be in the very best interest of Manchester United to keep him, so that they have depth in their squad. And maybe since it could be offered, like an adequate deal, like an adequate contract, not a lucrative one with, I don't know, maybe it could be given a 120,000 euros per week, such kind of a deal, or a contract rather. I think he's going to stay. He has impressed, goals,
But what happens when Rashford comes back? Will we see Rashford, Martial partner up, or will Martial go back to his earlier on position?
Well, one thing that's been for sure, and it has been seen throughout the season, that Martial is not really a number 9.
But he's scoring goals. Yeah.
He's scoring goals, yes. But the way you can see the way he scores goals, it's from the side. That's really Martial's play. He likes coming from the side. He's a winger. He has never been given that role of being a central, like the solo striker, the number 9 that we normally know in football. Martial is a necessity at Manchester United that he has to fill. It's a way that he has to fill there. So that's why he's playing as a number 9. But if we were to have a number 9, Martial would never been given that position. And that's Rashford obviously is proven to be like a good number 9, but if Manchester United get a number 9, he will be put on the wings. Yeah. Maybe from next season, I don't know. It could be Rashford with Ighalo and Martial, or Rashford, a new number 9, and maybe, you don't know. Let's see with how the signings will go. But I'd say Ighalo, let me say 50-50 that will stay or leave.
Okay. Now we've heard about Cavani leaving Paris Saint-Germain, and Mbappe also probably leaving Paris Saint-Germain. Now Mauro Icardi to stay at PSG.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, now that we see Lukaku and Martinez partnership is great, and now that we can see also that Martinez might be lost in this move to Barcelona, maybe this might bring Icardi back to Inter Milan. I don't think it's.
But do you think that maybe PSG might be looking for a replacement because we've heard about Cavani probably moving away from Paris, moving to probably Atletico Madrid. Yeah. Maybe Icardi being a replacement for Cavani long term.
It could be. I don't really think he'd go back to Inter Milan. However, even though Inter Milan lose Lautaro to Barcelona, because one of the main reasons why, the main reason why he left Inter Milan is because he fell out of favor. Not out of favor, but he rubbed shoulders with the board, with the Inter Milan board, and that made him left. I don't think he'll come back because I'm not sure if they've resolved the issues. So I think Icardi stays at PSG because Neymar and Mbappe might leave, and Icardi for sure will leave, so that he'll be there to to build up the squad. And if he leaves, he's going to somewhere else, but not Inter Milan.
All right. Now going back to Barcelona, who've always been mentioned in a lot of transfer news, and one person, Rakitic, who has fallen under criticism under Valverde and now also under Quique Setien about his performance. Rakitic to leave Barcelona. Is it possible?
Yeah, for me, I think it's okay. Rakitic looks okay in this Barcelona t-shirt, but deep down, he's frustrated with Barcelona. I'm sure of it. We've seen Juventus wanting a swap deal with Barcelona. Bernardeschi, Rakitic plus cash deal. I think it will be also a good deal if Rakitic leaves Barcelona. His football is not the way he was. I can't see the Rakitic who I knew before. I think it's better for him if he leaves Barcelona. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think he's leaving Barcelona because under Valverde, he was not really given that trust. Like the season began and he was not been given a lot of chances to play. And under Quique, we've seen that Quique gives himself, he has trusted him a little bit, and still he hasn't impressed. Like no one is really happy with him. So that really, and again Barcelona, they need funds for the signings, for the summer signings. Yeah. So again, Rakitic will leave because you can't really say that he'll be given another chance to prove himself for next season, given that he's around 33 years, I don't know, 34. Yeah, I'm sure Rakitic is on his way out of Barcelona. This could be his last season at Camp Nou.
And I think with the possible return of Carlos Alenya from Real Betis, Rakitic might have to make space for Carlos Alenya. Now going to Frank Lampard's side, Marcos Alonso to Inter Milan.
It might go through because Antonio Conte has always favoured Marcos Alonso. Once he mentioned him as the best free kick taker he has ever seen. A left back, scoring goals, provides more in attack. It just depends with Lampard how he'll want it, because earlier on this season he was favouring Emerson rather than Marcos Alonso. So it's a 50-50 deal. He might go, he might stay. Yeah, not a big deal, but 50-50 deal.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Lampard really has to consider is the depth of his squad. He has many junior players, but he also need to really merge up that junior, the junior players with some experience. To me, I would say that Marcos Alonso stays for experience and for depth in the squad. Yeah. But again, if he's a top class player and if not getting that, that he's not getting that time to play, then he's going to leave. And him being a top class player, I think it really persuade him to leave because of not getting chances to play. Yeah. So Marcos Alonso, more than 50% is leaving.
All right, there you have it, guys. Transfer rating for summer transfers. And that was it from us. Make sure to like and subscribe to our podcast and also our YouTube channel as well. That was it with me, your host, Kiama, and
Your host Kevin.
And my name is Ajevi Muhiga. Thank you very much.
See you guys in the next podcast episode.